Today's Q&A comes from one of our community members here on YouTube. By the way, if you'd like to be part of our community, go ahead and hit subscribe, give us a like or share, and follow some of the other social media channels. You can find us at Reshape Your Life on Facebook or Instagram. We also have a closed group on Facebook, and I'd love for you to be a part of that. So our question is, what do you recommend for breakfast? Okay, this is a great question. It's one I get pretty frequently. And I like to answer this because what you eat for breakfast sets your tone for the entire day. So let's look at first, what is breakfast? Breakfast is the meal that breaks your fast. So breakfast, break, fast, okay? Intermittent fasting is one of the principles in my toolkit. It's not the primary intervention, but it's important to be able to prolong that overnight fast if you want to really accelerate fat burning. We are basically primarily fat burners, okay? While we're asleep, we burn fat for fuel. That's why we don't starve while we're sleeping every night. When we wake up, here in America, usually within the first hour or two of waking up, we break our fast by consuming some food or something with some caloric value. A lot of people do things, and let me just say, in answer to this question, what should you eat for breakfast, or what do I recommend for breakfast? Let me start off by saying what I don't recommend that you eat for breakfast. If you want to maximize fat burning, I don't recommend that you eat for breakfast anything containing a considerable amount of carbohydrate. That could be sugar, for example, sugar in your coffee, or anything sweet like donuts or pastries. Of course, we know those are not the best choice, but that's also any type of grains such as cereal or oatmeal. These are all very popular choices for breakfast here in America. Anything with a significant amount of carbohydrate is going to interrupt the fat burning process. So our default state is we're burning fat while we're sleeping. And throughout the day, we can continue to burn fat, provided that we don't interrupt that fat burning state by introducing a large amount of carbohydrate. Anything over about 5 or 10 grams is going to increase insulin. And when insulin is present in the bloodstream, fat burning grinds to a halt. This is known as the Randle cycle. It's an accurate scientific principle, and it dictates that glucose is the substrate that pulls the lever that tells your body, burn glucose. The reason for that is it's toxic in large amounts. So we can hold about a teaspoon of blood sugar at any given time. That's about 4 or 5 grams in the bloodstream. Beyond that, our first priority is to use incoming dietary carbohydrate as energy. So if we're doing some type of activity, we're going to use that sugar or carbohydrate, which is great. However, by using that fuel, you're not using the fuel that you're trying to tap into, which, if weight loss is your goal, you're trying to tap into stored body fat. So the carbohydrate is going to prevent you from doing that. The next reason why I don't like this high carbohydrate way of eating is it sets up this sugar cycle throughout the day, which is like a roller coaster that most people in this country are on. You eat carbohydrate in the morning, it spikes your blood sugar. When blood sugar crashes, you get hungry. You may feel weak or tired or low energy and craving another boost, if you will, from carbohydrate to get your energy levels and focus and intensity back up to where you want it. So that is a state known as glucose dependence. We want to minimize that as much as possible. We should not feel hungry or weak or tired or any of that if we haven't eaten for several hours, specifically if we have not eaten carbohydrate. This is what my Fast Track, FAST, Fat Adapted Strength Training program is all about. Metabolic flexibility. That is the ability to burn fat when there's no glucose present, the ability to burn sugar or glucose when needed. That's a skill that we have to hone, okay? So right now, most people are burning sugar, eating sugar, burning sugar, eating sugar, burning sugar. They never get around to burning body fat, which is their real goal. They get frustrated, finally they give up. So I'm trying to teach people there is a better way. The late, great Dr. Robert Atkins, creator of the Atkins diet, a low-carb pioneer, said it best. If you want to burn fat, remove the fuel that burns before the fat, and that is carbohydrate. So if you're not going to eat carbohydrate, what are you going to eat? Any type of lean protein, like, for example, lean meat. That could be, the category of meat includes red meat along with fish or fowl, okay? Chicken, turkey, etc. Any kind of eggs or egg whites, cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, whey protein. Those are just a few of my favorite choices. Anything that has a significant amount of protein and a very low amount of carbohydrate and a moderate amount of fat. So if you need more suggestions, you can visit my website, reshapehealthandfitness.com. I will be happy to send you a copy of my food guidelines as a PDF. You can print that out, put it on your refrigerator as a constant guide. That's what I've done with mine. That way, every food decision, you have some sort of a reference to go by to determine whether something should or should not be on the menu. My personal favorite, omelets. I normally do one whole egg with a cup of liquid egg whites, liquid egg white product like egg beaters, for example. That's a perfect breakfast for me. It's about 40 grams of protein with only about 10 grams of fat. That's a 4-to-1 protein to energy ratio, which is awesome. The higher you can keep that protein to energy ratio, especially during the first half of the day, keep the carbohydrates really low, you're going to be burning fat for more of your energy demands throughout the day. Next thing you know, you've lost a great amount of weight. You're maintaining or increasing lean muscle, which is just elevating energy burn around the clock, looking great, feeling great, performing great. Okay, that's what it's all about. So that's it for today. Keep those questions coming. If you have questions or suggestions for a future episode, you can type those in the comments below, and I'll be happy to get those on the air for you. And until next time, stay strong and enjoy the journey.